If you're thinking about moving to Lower Alabama, all I have to say is good choice. Well, actually, I have a lot to say about LA. Obviously, look at all of our videos. There's hundreds of them. The beaches here are an absolute dream. The cost of living, that helps make life a lot easier. And most importantly, buying a house here doesn't have to drain your bank account. This place is growing fast, and if you don't know where to look, you might end up in the wrong spot. And that's the last thing that we want to happen. So to help that from happening, watch this video. This area is booming, but it's also changing. Fairhope just hit pause on new residential developments for 9 months. Builders in Foley and Daphne are cranking out new homes like crazy. Down in Gulf Shores, prices are creeping up thanks to that beachfront demand. So I'm going to talk about what's happening in the market today, some of the more popular towns, cost of living, and whatever else comes to my mind. I'm Jessica, my husband Tony, and I are the #1 relocation team in Baldwin County, Alabama. So after this video, make sure you call us to help you navigate your move here and find the perfect home. Lower Alabama has officially gone from hidden gem to why is everyone moving here? And honestly, it makes sense. People are ditching big cities and heading south for smaller populations, lower taxes, and a slower pace of life. In Baldwin County, it's leading the charge. It's one of the fastest growing counties in Alabama, and home builders can barely keep up. Even with the influx in new construction and population growth, this place is still quaint. It hasn't lost its charm. The Southern hospitality is alive and well. People who move here, they're embracing it, they're grateful for it, and they're paying it forward. And it's not just retirees moving down here looking for a warm place to golf. You've got families, young professionals, and remote workers moving in like crazy. The property taxes here are low. The schools actually rank among the best in the entire state. And you can buy a house without selling your soul to the bank. Those things alone are making choosing Lower Alabama a no-brainer. Plus, where else can you be this close to white sand beaches, hiking trails, and year-round sunshine without dealing with that Florida-level chaos? It's basically Florida without the Florida prices or the Florida problems. You're not sitting in traffic for 2 hours just to grab groceries, and you're not paying an astronomical amount for insurance. That's definitely why so many people are picking Baldwin County over Florida, Texas, or anywhere else that used to be the go-to state to move to. And I love it. Move over Florida. There's a new sheriff in town. Baldwin County isn't just growing, it's evolving. Cities like Fairhope and Daphne are seeing higher end developments and rising home values, while places like Foley are still offering affordable and new builds. And then you've got Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. Both recently broke away from Baldwin County public schools and began their own city schools. They're working on infrastructure to support the growth while still preserving the coastal beach town charm. So let's break it down. Whether you want a charming waterfront town, that family-friendly suburb feel, or a beach house that won't bankrupt you, Baldwin County has got you covered. So let's start with Fairhope. This is for those who want charm and a walkable downtown. Fairhope is one of those places where you show up for a weekend and you suddenly start looking at houses. It's got that storybook downtown complete with local boutiques, bookstores, coffee shops, art galleries. There's waterfront views and beautiful beaches. Everywhere you turn, you get smiling faces. It's golf cart friendly. The floral heritage in Fairhope is prevalent on every single downtown sidewalk. It's truly not a surprise why people fall in love with this amazing city. This is one of those places where people visit once and they decide they need to live here. But let's talk reality. Homes here? Not always cheap. If you're hoping for a steal, Fairhope isn't necessarily where you're going to find that. Well, depending on where you're coming from, Fairhope might actually be more affordable than you'd expect. I know that our California and Colorado clients especially, they are always amazed by our home prices here. However, when it comes to Fairhope within Baldwin County, it's one of the more expensive places to buy a home. I tell my clients that you pay a premium to live in Fairhope. If you want a Fairhope address, it's going to come with a little bit higher of a price tag. Is it worth it? To me, 100% yes. The schools are the best. You have easy access to downtown, amazing restaurants and shopping. The sunsets at the Fairhope Pier, breathtaking. I never want to leave Fairhope. We watch Fairhope home values increase every year, which typically indicates that the community is desirable and growing. And we know that's definitely accurate. It also suggests there's a strong demand, a healthy local economy, low crime rates, and attractive amenities. Again, all true. However, consistently rising home prices might also lead to affordability challenges for new buyers. We've also heard from locals that they're being priced out of this community. They're also not so happy with all the new construction. Just this past week, the city issued a 9-month moratorium on new residential development, so new construction is about to slow down. They're hitting pause to let the infrastructure catch up, which is smart, so we might see some delays in more new communities. But if you're looking to buy a new construction home now, you've got options. Old Battles Village, Fairhope Falls, Overland, Harvest Green East, and West are all solid picks. And if you're into historic homes with huge oaks and that old Fairhope character, you can look in the Fruit and Nut District. That's one great place to check out, but just be ready to act fast because sometimes those homes barely hit the market and they're already under contract. Fairhope gives you the best of both worlds. You're close to the beach, but without the congestion and crowds of Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. Just know what you're signing up for. A hot market, high demand, and a price tag to match. So let's move on to Daphne. And Daphne is like Fairhope's sibling. You still get that small town feel, the proximity to the water, and access to great schools, but you can find homes that cost a little bit less. The Lake Forest neighborhood is the first one that actually comes to my mind. This community stands out with its rolling hills and its abundance of mature trees, giving it a unique charm that's far from cookie cutter. Best of all, you can find homes here for under $300,000. It's also built around a great golf course and it's packed with amenities, including multiple pools, 2 of which are fairly new. The location is super convenient right off Highway 98 and it stretches all the way back to Highway 13. And did I mention it's huge? And what I personally love about Lake Forest is how close it is to the bay, plus the fact that the movie theater, Ulta, TJ Maxx, Dick's Sporting Goods, and Buffalo Wild Wings are all just up the road. Basically everything my family loves is right there. But I'll keep things moving because this video isn't all about Lake Forest. If you want more details, I do have a separate video on Lake Forest. Just search it up in our channel. But moving along, one other community that pops in my head where you can find homes under $300,000 that are brand new and gold fortified is the Reserve at Daphne. So just 2 options that aren't going to break the bank. But let's get back to talking about Daphne as a whole. It's right off of I-10. So if you work in Mobile, the commute is easy. Unlike crawling up 98, sitting in traffic during rush hour, you can find yourself very stop and go or getting caught at every single red light if you're living in Fairhope and you're making your way up to I-10. And just because it's more affordable in Daphne doesn't mean it's lacking in quality. You've got some of the best schools in Baldwin County. You get beautiful neighborhoods, both a mix of newer developments and well-established communities. Daphne just keeps getting better and better, and I genuinely believe it's because the people that are moving here, they play a big part. So many transplants are choosing Daphne because they've fallen in love with the stunning sunsets, our warm southern hospitality, and the beautiful parks. They appreciate what makes this town special, and they're actively supporting it and taking care of it. See, us transplants aren't so bad. We moved here because we love this place and we want to enjoy it for the long haul. The city has a very small historic downtown called Old Daphne. It's located along Scenic 98 and sits right on Mobile Bay. There you'll find great restaurant spots like Kitchen on Main, East Shore Cafe. You've got Mancy's, Dragonfly, and then down the street you've got Wits for some frozen custard. You've also got private schools there like Christ the King or Bayside Academy. Families get on wait lists for these private schools. So they're kind of a big deal of the Eastern Shore, and they're located right in Daphne. Our favorite parks, Mayday Park and Centennial Park, are both located right in Old Daphne too. I'm telling y'all, this small downtown packs a big punch and we can't get enough of it. And neither will you. In my opinion, Old Daphne has a lot to do with what makes Daphne such a special place to live. Having this walkable downtown area is such a charming feature to have right where you live. Okay, now let's move on to the next town. If you're looking for affordable new homes without sacrificing location, Foley should be at the top of your list. It's one of the fastest growing areas in Baldwin County, but home prices here are still way lower than places like Fairhope or Daphne. And the best part, you're just 30 minutes from the beach, minutes from Tanger Outlets, you're right next to OWA, and just close to all the action. I feel like Foley is in that perfect right before the boom stage. You've got communities like Roberts Cove and Primland, both newer communities with modern homes, solid amenities, and a way better price per square foot than what you'd find in, say, Fairhope. You can actually get a brand new house here for what you'd pay for an older one in neighboring towns. And the best part, you're not packed in like sardines. Some of these neighborhoods come with decent sized lots, so no listening to your neighbors talk in their backyard while you're trying to relax in yours. But it's not just about the houses. Foley is investing big in infrastructure. The city just broke ground on a brand new public library, and this isn't just some let's throw a couple books on the bookshelves and call it a day type of project. We're talking 26,000 square feet with study rooms, tech labs, and tons of community spaces. This is a huge deal for families, especially families with kids, remote workers, and students who just want a place to study or work. Foley is actually planning for its growth. You've got the Foley Sports Complex, which brings in thousands of families every single year for different tournaments. That is boosting local businesses, hotels, as well as restaurants. The city's putting money into roads, schools, and public spaces, which means if you buy a home here now, you're getting in before prices really take off. And I'll tell you, this is what happened in places like Daphne and Fairhope a few years ago. People who bought early are sitting on a ton of equity now. If you want new, easy access to the beach and affordable homes, Foley is hands down one of the best places to buy right now. It's growing fast, but it's still got that small town feel with great food, local shops, and one of the best locations in Baldwin County. Downtown Foley is also a fun place to hang out. You'll find the Foley Arts Center, the Train Museum, and Heritage Park, where tons of events take place, so you can get out and mingle with the community. So if you're looking for a place where you can get more house for your money, stay close to the beach, and actually still afford to live your life, Foley is where you might find yourself. Okay, so now if you're saying, I want to live at the beach, we've got to talk Gulf Shores. If you've ever dreamed about waking up to the sound of waves and actually living at the beach full time, Gulf Shores is where you can do that. Whether you want a beachfront condo, a waterfront home, or a house just a short ride from the sand, there's something for every budget. But if I'm being honest, buying at the beach isn't just about finding a house that you love. It's about understanding what comes with it. And the first thing you should know, insurance is a beast. Flood insurance, wind coverage, hurricane protection is all necessary, and it's not cheap. If you're buying, don't just look at the mortgage costs. Factor in those insurance premiums so that you don't get blindsided later. When it comes to house prices, they're steadily increasing. Gulf Shores isn't some sleepy little vacation town anymore. It's growing a lot, and with that, prices are following suit. If you want a waterfront property or something on the beach, expect to pay a premium. And here's a tip, look a little inland and you can find a great home for a better price. Neighborhoods like Craft Farms or the Peninsula, those places offer homes in the mid 500 range, sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more. If you're looking for a beach house, you can still find options under $900,000 that aren't directly on the Gulf. Plus, more gold fortified beach homes are popping up, which can save you a lot on your insurance. So look a tad bit more inland in Gulf Shores. You'll still be minutes from the beach, but without the full beachfront price tag or the full beachfront insurance burden. And since I mentioned growth, big things are happening here in Gulf Shores. They're getting a brand new Justice Center that's set to open this year. Now, I know Justice Center doesn't exactly scream exciting real estate news, but it is a big deal. It means better city services and more organized infrastructure. There's also the highly anticipated new Gulf Shores High School. This is going to be unbelievably amazing once it's complete. Gulf Shores isn't just a touristy town. It's a full-fledged growing community. And with growth comes better schools, better shopping, and more year-round residents. This isn't just a snowbird destination. It's a place where retirees and families and even remote workers are choosing to live full-time. Bottom line, if you want to live at the beach but don't want the Florida chaos or price tag, Gulf Shores is one of the best options out there. Just budget for insurance, plan for rising demand, and get in before it becomes even more expensive. Okay, one last town worth mentioning is for anyone who wants more space without feeling isolated in the middle of nowhere. Spanish Fort is where you can get peace and quiet without feeling like you live out in the sticks. It's got top-rated schools, highly sought-after neighborhoods, and quick access to everything. This is where the Eastern Shore Shopping Center is located, along with the bowling alley, the movie theater, Belk, Dillard's, Old Navy, and tons of other great shopping options. And this is a pretty small town, but it's a big shopping hub for Baldwin County. If you work in Mobile, this is hands down one of the best places to live because you're right on I-10, meaning you can be in downtown Mobile in 15 minutes. And if you work remotely, even better, you get all the perks of suburban life in a peaceful small town. Now, Spanish Fort doesn't have beaches, so you don't have to deal with seasonal crowds that take over like in Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. This is a very family-friendly town. There is year-round community here, and because it's a little bit under the radar, you can get more bang for your buck when it comes to a house in some places. And the homes here are beautiful. There are several established communities offering custom-built, stately homes on larger lots, offering lots of space as well as square footage. If you're looking for newer homes with modern layouts, check out neighborhoods like Stonebridge and Rain Plantation. They're going to have spacious floor plans, community pools, and even walking trails without the ridiculous price tags. Plus, they're gold fortified, so you save tons of money on insurance. The city's also putting serious money into infrastructure. They're adding a new fire station and the city's first ever public works facility. So that means better emergency services, smoother roads, and an overall better quality of life. When a city is investing in things like this, it's a sign that growth isn't just happening, it's being planned for. That's exactly what you want when you're thinking about long-term value. Spanish Fort has tons to do. If you like the outdoors, you're right along Mobile Bay, so you've got easy access to the water and the Tensas River Delta. You also have Blakely State Park, where you can go camping and hiking and learn about the history of the area. I already mentioned shopping. In my opinion, it doesn't get any better than that. You've got the beautiful nature and a convenient shopping mall. I didn't even mention the school system here. Spanish Fort schools are all rated like 9 out of 10 right now. The high school is well regarded for the football and baseball programs too. That's been a really big driving point on why so many families are choosing Spanish Fort. So if you want to be close to Mobile, live in a place with great schools, and skip the tourist traffic, Spanish Fort is a solid pick. At the end of the day, it really depends on what you're looking for. If you are looking for a very active community with lots going on, Stonebridge and Spanish Fort, Roberts Cove and Foley, Fairhope Falls, those are all just a handful of wonderful neighborhoods if you want to be social. But if you're wanting something quieter and typically on larger lots, you're going to be looking at custom-built homes in other established communities like Rock Creek or Craft Farms, which are in Fairhope and Foley. The good news is you've got lots of options and lots of different price points. If you're ready to start your home search in Lower Alabama, call us today. Tony and I are the #1 relocation team in all of Baldwin County. Now, to learn more about moving to Lower Alabama, watch this next video.